Guys, welcome back to another test video. Today, we're doing the Sicilian defense for black. If you do these two moves, it's the Sicilian defense. There's three ways white can respond to this. One, but I think this is bad because it brings the queen at white ally and black loses a tempo by moving the coin. But if you decide to do this, bring the queen back to d3, or as I did before, a4. Because if you bring it all the way back to d1, when it started, later you have to do another move to bring the queen back out. So, yeah. Then there's the proper way is this way. The black brings his pawn to d6, stopping white advancing his pawn, taking away the most natural square for the knight on f6. So, white responds with d4, black takes on d4, white takes back with the knight on d4. But that's the proper one. There's also another way. Instead of playing d6, he could play knight to c6, making this chain of events longer and making the queen come out early. I think this is a bad version for black because he does not have the knight on b8 to bring to c6 to force the queen away from the center, weakening white's center control. So, there are so many ways how black to do the Sicilian defense. So, but we're doing it, no, oh my god, we're doing it the proper way. Now, knight to f6 is a must move for the defense, because if black does, for example, a6, stopping the bishop from coming to b5, attacking the king, it's the most natural move for black, you would think, besides knight f6, because if it doesn't, it allows white to play it allows white to have this thing called, I forgot what it's called. I remember when I'm not recording, but when I'm recording I forget. But I'll put, yeah, this is, so that's why black has to play knight to f6, stopping, oh my god, stopping white from playing c4 and forces them to play. Forces white to play knight to c3. So yeah, now the favourite variation I like to play from here is the dragon or the event accelerated dragon or whatever. So this is it. The reason why I moved the rook over to e8, first of all, it's on the center file, the A file. Secondly, it allows black to not trade bishops, because as you can see, the bishop on h8 is on the longest diagonal on the board, and that's where you normally want your bishops to be, but also in the center. But this is pretty good for black. If he trades bishops, black is trading a good bishop for a bad bishop. You don't want to normally do that. But if the rook was on f8, he can't, because when he moves the bishop, the bishop will take the rook. And we don't want that as well. Okay, let's go back. But there's a way to make black have a bit of trouble keeping that bishop, because as you might have remembered, I did this move first, bishop to c4. But what happens if I do bishop to d3 to a3? Now, as you can see, that extra move that white did to bring his bishop to f1 to c4 allows black to have that extra move to move the rook out the way. But since black does not have that extra move, he has to trade bishops or he will lose a rook. And this is a winning position for white, in my opinion. Trading a bad bishop for a good bishop, that's not really good for black. Anyway, if you're white and someone's playing the Sicilian defense, that's a good way how to win a good piece for a bad piece. But instead of playing bishop to f8 to g7 rather, black could attack the bishop and realize what white's going to do about the bishop. It attacks the bishop and stops him from going to h6. And besides, the queen isn't on d2 backing up the bishop anyway. But this is the biggest mistake, in my opinion, black could do in the defense. So, white could check. The best way to fix this mistake, or half the mistake, is the bishop bishop there, blocking the check. But once black is gonna lose the knight on g4 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And the bishop can't take because it's pinned to the king. So the black has to trade the other bishop, or they're gonna lose the bishop anyway. And I made a mistake. If it ever happens, yeah, take with the knight on d4, because that white can move the other knight to d5, and the other knight on b5 can do a fork here because the knight is backing it up. But if black chooses to do knight to c6, they're stuffed up even more, because knight takes c6, pawn takes c6, and they forked, they forked the king and rook. And black would, of course, not do this move because they'll just take their queen. So the only move is, and here's when black could do something. Take the bishop on a8, sorry, or take the bishop on e3 and double up the pawns. But now white can retreat. Nice, and then and this is a bad position for black. Okay, we have to go back. Just let me set this back up. I know this isn't the exact move or that I did before, but this is a similar picture than before. Is it wise move or it's wise move? And then I might do another video on how you can start the attack in white or black, because I'm kind of running out of time here. This is the position of both sides, if it goes well for both of them. And in my next video, part 2 of this, I might start over and show you how black or white could attack each other halfway through, building their defenses, more defense for black, because as you may already know, for white they can be very aggressive, but with black, again, it's called the Sicilian defense, so they're supposed to be defensive, allowing white to be aggressive, have half the board, more than half the board, they control the fifth rank more than black, and after black can move their e-pawn to e6, and so have you enjoyed? Watch part 2 later today or something, and subscribe if you're new, and enjoy the video. Goodbye.